Hi, it's Joy and today I'm watching Ted Lasso, Season 2, Episode 11, Midnight Train to Royston. I am so excited to watch another episode of this show. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Kevin, for sponsoring, and let's go. Oh,
the first hat-trick of his career.
Oh, bless.
3 goals for Obisanya, 3-1 win away from promotion back to the Premier League.
How the frack has that happened? God, yeah. Roy should be given a raise because he came on the team.
It's exciting to see a young player realising his potential, Alan.
It is. Oh, why are we gonna see, why are we seeing so much Sam? What's gonna happen? I like my happy players. Sam.
Wish me luck.
I don't think he should legally be driving. Did he want luck in getting out of the car park? Because God bless. Oh, Sam. You're too young for her and she's too old for you. I'm sorry.
Guess who is going to be featured in Vanity Fair's business issue as a powerful woman on the road?
Mad, fit and successful.
Yeah.
So, ladies, I'm here. Dr. Sharon's last day is tomorrow. We're all chipping in to get her something special.
What did you decide on?
People?
You feel like they could do with a permanent counsellor on staff.
From Edwin, £1 billion and loves football.
Also, he wants to sponsor.
And I think he wants to buy the club.
Oh.
She also told me I got to wear all black so that Keely pops.
You're always wearing black.
This isn't black. This is dark-headed charcoal.
Ooh, I love
Oh,
hearing
bless
fellas
him.
debate fashion. Who's winning?
You've got a new tactic, bar, you know?
Hey, you can run it, walk it, cartwheel it to me. I don't care. Call me Dumbo, because I'm all ears.
Is that a yes? Yes.
Obviously.
When we play,
I don't like
we
Nate.
play with a false 9. Here we go again. Give Ted yet another idea. He'll take all the credit for.
Ooh.
That's the job, son.
You guys don't want to be in charge, be the boss, get all the credit.
You've been an assistant manager for less than a season.
You know, realize that the forest is a socialist community. Trees work in harmony to share the sunlight.
Can't you just give me a straight answer for once?
I think he just did.
Yeah.
I'm telling everyone it was my idea, which it was.
That's a great way to get up in the world. I mean...
Your eyebrows aren't crazy.
Thank you.
They're psychotic.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it too. Like, it is kind of how it works when you have a boss. And it's not like Ted ever says, I came up with every single strategy we used. He always says it was a team effort. And if someone were to say, Ted, that false 9 you used, whoa, that was brilliant, he would say it was suggested by Nate. Ted is not the kind of coach that claims all of the credit. It might be given to him, but that's because he's the head.
Oh, hell no. Hey. No, guys, come on. That ain't gonna cut it. Y'all gotta be together on this, right? Just like this. But it ain't no lie. Yeah?
Jesus Christ.
Bye.
Right? This is everything.
Hey, fellas, performing this at Doc's going away party ain't gonna mean Bo Jackson Dilly squad.
This is everything.
How hard
Oh, Lord. The guy that wants to buy the club? Some people have too much money.
I'm Ted Lasso.
So I don't shake hands. But I have someone who does. Francis. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Greyhounds, now let's get in formation.
I'm here for this.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come on.
This is my whole life. I'm so happy. Every football team should have to do this.
That was it.
They're so into it as well, and I love them. They just won the cup. They got promoted.
Sam or Basanye?
But Rebecca loves Sam.
Keely.
Exactly.
Also,
Plus, no matter what, it
Sam's under
ought
contract with us
to
for
be
another
Sam's
3 years.
choice.
Yes, I understand.
Making you an offer you can't refuse.
Oh, Godfather. I see you.
At the end of the day,
Refusing
Sam
to count me.
ought to be the
That a quote from
person.
the third movie?
Like, as much as I agree that legally speaking, they don't have to listen to this, I don't think. But no matter what, it's not like literally buying and selling people. If Sam wants to go to this club, I presume I don't know what club he runs, then go for it. I support him, although I will miss him on this show dreadfully. But yeah, Sam should have a say in this
I just have
decision.
one question.
And he'll have an agent.
What club is it that you...
For an opportunity to speak to Sam. Maybe let him decide for himself, yeah.
That is how it should be done. I mean, I also can see clubs being bureaucratic, but...
I hope.
Go to a museum, have something to eat.
Sure.
Wonderful. After you.
If this is what Sam wants, being closer to his family, representing, helping
Lovely
to...
meet you all.
I don't know, I presume it's a Ghanaian football team, but who knows. Helping to like elevate a league there, because Premier League is like viewed as the greatest.
Come with.
What now?
Now. Let's go kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Is he not still on the clock with his job?
Alright, yeah, let's go.
Sorry, I
Move
don't
some
like
birds with a
Nate.
rock.
By about 25 years.
Primary school teachers are not like this.
Would you like a lollipop?
This is not a real primary school teacher. This is written by someone that's never met a primary school teacher.
There were more, but some of the boys stole them and I think are using them as currency.
Bloody hell.
I mean, that is funny, don't get me wrong, and she's a very talented artist, but like, no, because she might have done it one time, but then it would have been, oh no, today we're actually looking at this style of art, so you needed to do this type of drawing. It's not like in primary school, it's just do whatever the fuck you want. Sorry, people have a very bad interpretation of what primary school is actually like, having worked in one. But Phoebe may have an arts future.
Okay. Have a great day at school. I love you.
Love you.
Oh.
Hey, boss. What's up?
I had a torrid affair with Sam.
Dad, I'm still on.
Hey, sorry about that. Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Great player.
One of the best we got.
But do I want him to stay because of my feelings for him?
Good question.
Well, no.
We really work great together.
You want him to stay because he's brilliant for the club as well as for...
Have one of them in real life? Yes, please.
But if he wants to go, I shouldn't stand in his way.
It's so funny because throughout the world is full of relationships of men older than she is with women younger than Sam, but those are also not things I support.
But if I let him...
You know, boss, you're starting to develop a little bit of a habit.
Am I?
Oh, yeah. Same time, same place last year, you dropped another truth bomb on me.
Knock, knock, doc, doc.
Oh.
She already
Don't
left.
tell me you're taking my office now.
Just a cover story for Sharon's going away party. Not bad, huh?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
She
but
hates going away
Sharon's already
parties.
I beg to differ.
gone. Wrote everybody a letter. Mine was very nice. Here's yours.
I feel like this is how she leaves, which isn't the best therapy way to do it, but...
I am a billionaire, yet I don't believe billionaires should exist. That's why I'm breaking up my father's empire.
Good.
I'm using the money to make better things.
Good.
And hopefully make things better.
Good. I like him. I didn't appreciate his, like, flashy arrival in the helicopter and everything. For someone that's like, oh, billionaires shouldn't exist, that's a bit much, but yeah, I like this.
You don't even have a security.
Fuck me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is a better,
So hot.
better suit.
I just want to fix your tie.
Always helping people and making things better.
Just like you.
No, Nate is not like that. He could be. He really could be,
Feel
but...
like you want to be the boss.
The scariest part of all of it is making the decision. Just go for it. Once you do
Oh my god,
that,
Nate, yes, go!
and everything
Yes,
falls
Nate!
in-
Yeah, I thought he was reading too much into this. He's a creepy, creepy man.
God, I'm so sorry.
It's like, woman is nice to me, therefore I kiss man.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna get out this.
Don't worry about it.
I do worry about it.
Don't.
You should worry about it. Keely, don't... I mean, you don't have to be like sex offender or anything, but you do need to make sure he's aware that just because a woman is nice to him, it doesn't mean she's into him and he should kiss her. That is something he does need to learn. And it's not because he's lacking in any way, it's just because that is not the way the world works. Great. Someone else is going to have to come in and clean that mirror now. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Karen, for God's sake, grow the fuck up.
No. I'm sorry. That is not how co-workers talk to each other, and that's not how primary school teachers behave anyway.
Sorry, I'm not good with goodbyes.
Yeah, well, when I was a baby, I wasn't good at walking and talking.
You know, that could actually create some more issues from people that have opened up to you.
Yes.
Did you? But Ted, you knew I was leaving.
Yes, I did, but I thought I was at least going to get a chance to say goodbye to you.
Exactly, in a healthy
I mean,
manner.
my wife left me, my dad left me.
Oh.
You, more than anyone.
You helped me become a better therapist. And that's saying something because I was already fucking brilliant.
It is easier sometimes to say the big things, like in a letter, rather than... Oh.
Very good, lad.
I actually really like that we didn't get to read the letter, that it stays...
Sorry.
I do think that potentially she should have said goodbye and given people the letters, or, you know, said goodbye to everyone en masse and before she left. Just because, like, I think that kind of finishes things. Whereas if someone leaves and leaves your letter, it's nice, but you do still feel a bit abandoned.
An African team will win the World Cup. Sam, you inspired
That is the way having money, you should put it into bettering
That's why I want
the
you
people
to
where you came from and, like, your communities.
The incredible man you are, not the footballer.
Bless him.
Although the footballer too is incredible.
If this is what Sam wants, I support him fully.
Thank you.
But I also don't think he's under any pressure to go.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, please, finish your job.
All the time you need, 72 hours, to
Thank
make
you.
a huge life decision.
You know, I
Because,
appreciate
like, growing up like, as a kid, from what I've heard, I mean, okay, literally, this is based on, like, a few anecdotes I've heard, and, like, my Australian father. But the Premier League, England's football, is often seen as, like, the biggest one because it's like the first one. And obviously, like, all of the big clubs he listed are not from the Premier League, but it is viewed as a big thing. So Sam would have grown up dreaming of playing for the Premier League. Now, possibly, yeah, he could take off, he's done that dream, and it might be time for him to form a new dream, but it's interesting. And plus, like, this is where he got his life and his friends, but then his family's there, but it's not like he's living with his family, he's living in a different country still. So it is a lot for him to think of. 72 hours is a long time, but also not a long time. But he's not being too pressury, which I do like. A little bit, like, over the top with the throwing the money around, but it's for a good purpose. It's to remind Sam of home and of the importance of making it so that, I suppose, there are no big African football clubs that you think of, and, you know, in the World Cup, if you're matched against an African football club, they're not the big countries that you're scared of. That there can be upsets, there can be brilliant teams. I'm sure one day there will be a team that's phenomenal, but as things stand, it's not. So I like the idea of trying to bolster that and trying to make that into, make a new league that people are going to be drawn to, and a new club that you're going to be like, whoa, not them. But it's a big deal, and it's very different to what Sam's doing. But Sam is capable of it if he wants to.
I'm an aeroplane topless eating a hamburger. You can't be more nervous than that.
But this means something to her.
This isn't that. It was about how I looked. This is about me.
And you are everything.
I was doing an interview like a real... When people read this article, they're going to see me. See the real me.
And you are wonderful and inspirational, brave.
The real you is fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And now the whole world is going to get to see that.
Oh.
You are Keely fucking Jones. The independent woman. You're going to kill it.
Mm-hmm. I just love the support they do have for each other. He's so proud of her.
Yeah, he took me to a museum. And then we had Nigerian food.
Oh, if that is what Sam wants, if that fills him with a spark for the future, oh, I support it. Oh, Roy, bless you.
Thank you for telling me.
That is a healthy relationship.
She asked me if I was married, and I just said no, nothing else. I don't know why.
Well, they both realise that they're not.
Jamie told me he still loves me.
This is a healthy thing to do, to be able to talk about. Maybe not in the middle of a photo shoot that's important for her career, but But this is, I like that they're able to talk about these things, whether it ends in an uncomfortable relationship, a comfortable thing where they realise that they're not going to stay together or whatever, however it ends. These photos aren't going to be the ones, right? Because they look like they've just heard that their dog died.
Look who knows her way
But
around.
that was, I mean, I have a horrible feeling that this relationship is not going to last, and I do really, really like them together. But I think in a way they're approaching it healthily with telling each other things, whether it's, oh, there was a misunderstanding on a mutual friend kissed me, or, you know, yeah, someone asked me if I was married and I just said no. I didn't say but I have a long-term girlfriend or whatever. I think it is important that they're able to communicate. There was bad timing in the middle of the photo shoot, but I think that is a healthy relationship, and even if ultimately having those conversations does mean something ends, it was inevitably going to end, and if you just bottled these things up, it would have ended in a fiery explosion rather than amicably, which is what, if it does end, I hope they stay good friends, because they just believe in each other so much, and they could value that friendship even if it's not more than that. But I also would like them to stay together, but I just worry.
Machine. Another round?
Oh, yeah, come on.
They've become really friends, they
Hey,
should
this
stay in
one's gonna be on me.
touch.
Actually, you know what? No, it's still.
Son of a bitch stole my move.
Uh-huh. I mean, she can't be cross about it, but I'm a little bit cross about it. What the fuck? Fuck. I knew it. I knew his source was going to be Nate. Fire Nate. I do not care. Fire him. Because we have built Richmond, I know there's like a minute 35 left, I should really wait. We have built Richmond into a safe space, a place where we look out for each other, where people, and all Ted has ever done is shield and protect Nate, is bolster Nate, is give him the confidence to be the person that is able to put forward his suggestions and his plays, and one day potentially become a freaking coach. Fire Nate, get him out of my show, I do not want that man. Not only did he kiss Keely, bless you. You don't deserve that. It's alright though. I want to carry on with what I was just saying. I truly do believe Ted will, this isn't going to like end Ted's career or anything. If anything, it's going to make Ted an even more inspirational figure. Because anytime someone in the public eye opens up about dealing with anxiety or depression, I instantly like them more than I did before. I instantly relate to them more than I did before. I'm instantly like, oh my god, so you mean someone can have panic attacks and still become an epic coach? I have anxiety and depression. I could, like, it will inspire so many people. Fuck Nate. Fuck him. I hate him. It's a strong word, but it's how I've been battling this. I've been trying to be like, just think about it, he's probably been bullied a lot in his life, and you know, like, but Nate is your typical nice guys finish last. Where? You know, it's that awful person who thinks, I'm a nice guy, and that's why girls don't like me. You know, because, yes, there are people who are judged superficially based on appearances. There are also people who don't. There are people of both genders who do that. But Nate is 100% somebody who, so many of these nice guys who are the kind of dorky, they don't quite fit the stereotypical, like, I don't know, popular gorgeous person look. They want a popular gorgeous girl to be the person that likes them. They look straight over the awkward, geeky, ugly girls, less attractive girls. You know, they only want people that they view as being, because I deserve that. No one deserves anybody. In general, like, I truly don't ever think in my life someone is going to would ever see me on the street and be like, I would like to date you. I mean, that just wouldn't happen. The only way I'm ever going to get anyone into a relationship or join a relationship is getting to know somebody first. And that's okay with me. I would rather that than someone just superficially based on my appearance. So it doesn't matter if you are like, conventionally, traditionally speaking, ugly or beautiful. Like, that's all subjective for one thing, but someone will get to know you. But when people get to know Nate, they see a petty, petty little man in terms of who he is inside. So, to start off with, It was very clear that Keeley did not want to kiss him. For one thing, in that kind of situation, genuinely consent is fine. Like, it's just a kiss. So I'm not saying like, oh, he's sexually assaulted or anything. I'm never in a million years saying anything to that level. But that was Nate reading it into the fact that this woman is being nice to me, therefore she's into me. She's saying nice things about me, therefore she's into me. Because I deserve that, was the kind of attitude he was having there. Now, for what Keeley was saying, the big thing to do, Nate, if you really want to coach your own club, would be to leave Richmond, apply for jobs, coaching clubs. Now, with your level of experience, you would not get a Premier League or Championship League club. You would get I joked in a previous episode, go coach a National League. He might get slightly higher, but to be honest, he probably wouldn't. Because I do think you need to have been an assistant coach for a while before you can become a full head coach. He's been an assistant coach for 1 season, maybe. If it's been a year since Rebecca's confession, then it's been a whole year. Like, that is not long enough. I don't care how naturally talented and skilled you are. It's not long enough for anybody to suddenly step up into the top job. Now, if you think it through, as much as Ted is building a wonderful team and family here and truly loves his life here, he does have a son in America. So logically speaking, at some point down the line, he is most likely going to want to move back to America. Richmond will be thriving, his job will be done, and he may well choose. Now, he also might not. The environment we built here is very unlike realistic environments, unfortunately. Nate could probably step up into the sub-coach. So first of all, kissing Keeley. She clearly wasn't into him that way. I could see Nate was reading into it because she was standing close to him and being nice to him. For one thing, she has a long-term boyfriend who you work with. So even if you think that's what your sparks are going, you could maybe say something to clarify it, which is awkward, yes, but it's less awkward than kissing her. Oh, Nate is a nice guy. And then his whole, I'm just going to give Ted the idea and he's going to take all the credit. No. If he uses a play you suggested, and then someone in the post-match interview says, oh, I think Richmond won this match because of this move that you did, this tactic you used, and he was not the one that suggested it, Ted will say, yes, my team is responsible for that. Nate was great. Nate, he never ever pushes Nate down. So for Nate to first of all get this being I'm the greatest. Now, yes, I would struggle dealing with a coach who after over a year still doesn't understand some of the basic principles of football. That would bother me. But Nate getting this big bee in his bonnet, no. The way he treats I think it's the equipment manager, the guy that replaced him, the way he treats him is disgusting given how he was treated. Then his weird Keeley moment. But then to not only... what Keeley was saying, when someone says to you, you have to seize the moment. If you want more for yourself, you grab the moment. That isn't doing a fucking expose on someone that has been nothing but kind to you's vulnerabilities. That is applying for a job interview to become a manager of a different club. And yes, it wouldn't be a championship club because you are not qualified for that role. Anyway, then the idea that Ted joined Richmond has only ever been nice to Nate. If he's ever been anything other than nice, he has apologised profusely. I don't remember if there's any instances, and maybe if he was having emotional distress, I don't know. He has ensured that the rest of the club took Nate seriously. He promoted Nate. When he realised Nate had good ideas, he promoted him in an unheard of move to become an assistant coach. Nate was never going to get that job otherwise. Ted has done that. Ted has tried to give him self-confidence and self-belief. When Nate comes out with the most ridiculous things during their meetings or whatever, Ted's just like, oh, okay, yeah. And for Nate to take a moment in which Ted was so incredibly vulnerable and sharing with them why he was that vulnerable, that he was said to you, I had a panic attack. Somebody else's mental health is not your playground. It is not something for you to write an expose on. It is not something for you to try and build your own career on. I am scared that this show is going to have Ted forgiving Nate and letting him stay. Now, Ted forgiving Nate to a point, I can understand because Ted is a good person. But Nate has betrayed the trust that is the very foundation of the Richmond team we have built. The very foundation of the way our club works, our family works. Nate is not a part of that family. Get rid of him. had one moment of success, and it was the club where he had the panic attack. Now, so my opinion on Nate is forgive him all you want to do because you're a good person, then tell him you need to find a new job, goodbye. Now, I do not think this expose, like, I think it's going to make it a struggle for Ted, because for anybody, suddenly out of the blue, having your most vulnerable, some of your most vulnerable moments put in the press is not something that anyone should have to deal with. No one. I don't agree with this idea of, oh, you're in the public eye, therefore you, no. Yes, you're in the public eye, so maybe someone's gonna snap a picture of you going into a club. I don't know. You can't, fair enough, that's the way the world works apparently. But your mental health, no. And treating it like that's a bad thing. Like, yes, okay, maybe it's not going to inspire super confidence, but what happened in that match? He had 3 assistant coaches who were able to step up to the plate and be there for the team. Ted got the help he needed. I really do hope Ted is able, with, once the shock was worn down, to, in a way, if anything, if I was like a mental health charity or something, I would approach him and I would be like, do you want to be our ambassador? Like, yes, because he could spin this into something that would be so inspirational and would help so many people. And that's not why Nate did it. Because if Ted had just been able to say, oh yeah, that was actually a panic attack, I despise Nate for targeting somebody who has been nothing but kind and uplifting his vulnerabilities. But Ted will be able to, and not even spin this, but just be like, okay, so yeah, that was private, but yes, that is something that happened to me. I sought therapy and I am coping. I'm dealing with my issues. Everybody has issues, mental health. You know, Ted can make this what it actually is and not Nate's little petty-minded thing. Fuck Nate. Ted did not deserve that. I am sad that the Dr. Sharon is leaving. I think in a lot of ways the team could just do with a counsellor. You know, maybe not one as expensive as her. Maybe she was expensive. I don't know. But in general, I do think there is more of a move that clubs just have psychiatrists and counsellors and whatever. And I think as a society, if we could just normalise going to therapy like going to the dentist for a teeth checkup, the world would be a much healthier place. Instead of, in this country, you have to either be rich or go through massive hoops to get access to a therapist. It's ridiculous. I am sad she's leaving, and I'm sad that she never got to see the team dancing for her. That she probably could have looked out of her window and watched them practice. I love that we got to watch the team dance. That makes me happy. So the other big thing this episode was Sam. Now, I'm not the best person to talk about this, or to I probably won't articulate it very well, but I do think that what this billionaire is trying to do is a good thing. It is kind of trying to build up Africa, to maybe build up areas that, I mean, I wouldn't say Casablanca is exactly an underprivileged area, though I don't know very much about it, but it's sort of giving that inspiration and hope to kids in Africa that one day they won't grow up thinking, oh, I really want to go and play in the Premier League. They will grow up thinking, oh, I really want to play for my country in Africa. I want, you know, like this, being on our continent, being here with like my family, that is where I could thrive. That would be a very inspirational thing. I don't think one team is enough to quite do that, but I do understand and appreciate what he's doing, and I like the idea of kind of trying to make sure that like African art and excellence stays there rather than bolstering other places. For Sam, I do think it is a big decision to make, because he is part of such an inspirational team and family here in Richmond. He's a big part of that team, but as much as he may care and love those people, he can also see that this is a brilliant opportunity for him to be at the front and centre of something that could be truly magical. He could help make sure that this Casablanca team is the same kind of vibe and environment as Richmond. So yeah, like I said, I'm not the best person, obviously, to speak on these kind of things, but I do think it sounds really good. Now, the thing that I really liked, I liked the way he was like, I'm a billionaire, but I don't think billionaires should exist. But then he was like, oh yes, I'm just going to land my helicopter while my entourage drives in, and then I'm just going to buy a museum for the day, and I'm going to do, like, he clearly thinks millionaires should exist. So obviously I didn't like that part of it, but in general, I do think this guy was pretty inspirational. And to Sam, I think Sam first really noticed it when it was the Dubai Air thing. Him realising that he's not just a good footballer, he's not, like, in general we've watched over the course of the season 1 into season 2. Over the course of season 1 we watched Sam finding his voice, finding his confidence, finding that he was good enough, and that he if he could just get through that self-confidence block, he would be an excellent player. We've seen him get through that with his football. Then in season 2, we saw him realising that he had a voice outside of just football, and what he did matters, and how he used that platform could make a difference. So I think now it's up to Sam to think, I could continue to make my difference here, or I could go and make a slightly different difference there. Now, the way he left that restaurant beaming on the phone to his dad, it does make me feel like he's potentially leaning towards staying. My number one thing is I do not want him to choose to stay because of Rebecca. I don't blame her. I think she said what she said, like, I can't tell you I want to be with you, but I don't want you to go. I like that she didn't try and force the issue. He has every right to hear what people think, you know. Pretty much everyone on that team and Ted are going to be like, please stay, we need you, you're a team, we love you. But at the end of the day, it's his decision. And it's a big one. And it's an impactful one in so many other areas as well. So there is the part of me that's like, I don't want him to go because I love him as a character. And if we're going to have seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, I mean, realistically, football clubs do have a lot of, but there are people that stay to one team. I don't want Sam to go because I love him as a character, but I can also see why this might be a brilliant opportunity for him to make a difference, to help give back, to be closer to his family. I mean, Morocco and Nigeria aren't exactly like 5 minutes apart, I don't think, but it's closer than it is, obviously much closer. So it is totally up to Sam. I still don't like his relationship with Rebecca. So one thing about him going would be that would end. I just don't like giant age gap relationships, especially not when one of the partners is barely more than a teenager. So yes, I despise Nate passionately. They're gonna, I mean, when did he make that call? Was it after, I mean, the fact that he spat on the mirror as well. Is it because this is a rich, I don't care if that's the place for rich people. That's someone else's job is going to have to come and wipe. Fuck Nate. This was a brilliant episode. Fuck Nate. And thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.